A legal challenge over the definition of a woman in legislation aimed at improving gender equality is underway at the Court of Session in Edinburgh. Campaigners who brought the action against the Scottish Government say the law sets a dangerous precedent, but trans rights activists argue that changing it would be an unnecessary setback to trans inclusion. Our political correspondent Lindsay Bewes reports.
Yes, 88, no, 28. There were no
A law to improve gender equality on public boards was passed 2 years ago. But now the Scottish Government is being challenged in the courts over how it's defining women. The statutory guidance for the legislation includes trans women without a gender recognition certificate, provided they meet certain criteria, including proposing to undergo a process of reassigning their sex to female and living as a woman, using female pronouns and titles and a female name on official documents. Prospective board candidates don't need to prove they meet the definition.
It effectively denies all the real...
Campaigners say ministers are contravening equality law and acting out with their devolved powers.
We think it sets quite a worrying precedent, not just for Scotland, but actually for how far government can potentially redefine or reinterpret protected characteristics going forward. Essentially, this definition reduces women to little more than a walking electricity bill.
Controversial plans to change the law to make it easier for people to change their legally recognised gender with a system of self-declaration are on hold. For Women Scotland say this brings it in by the back door. The Scottish Trans Alliance, who've been given permission to intervene in the case, take a different view. They argue the legislation is working well and the legal challenge is damaging.
There is a concern that it would send a message that transgender women aren't welcome in public life, and that would obviously be a harmful message for transgender women, particularly given that they're already a marginalised group.
The court is considering legal arguments over equality laws and the powers of the Scottish Parliament when it comes to this particular legislation. But the debate over gender laws has become increasingly heated both in Scotland and across the UK, and this could prove to be an important case when it comes to the question of who gets to be counted as a woman in law.
The Scottish Government says it won't comment while the case is ongoing. The hearing will continue tomorrow, but it could be several months before the court's findings are known. Lindsay Bewes, reporting Scotland.
More than 1,000